This is the Hip-Hop African Podcast, a show where we have in-depth conversations about African hip-hop culture and artists. Your host is Msia Kibona Clark, a professor in the Department of African Studies at Howard University. For more information or to contact us, please visit us at hiphopafrican.com.
Even if my face the wrinkle, show me a rapper with my kind of finesse. So yes, I drop verses to revive careers, and for years your best rappers they owe me arrears. I for just give goons them my house addresses. Got flows for days, set mics ablaze. F no deserve me, I need a place in space. Increase my pace and stay strapped in case boys carry them my hate come face to face. Nobody talk billion them me blow nobody. Jata di kuvide de vieux pe bavouin. And when my mother the name you me veti by am jole fanji name ya do kubene di pe hadwe. Bartender, you see the way I'm serving the shots. Rappers them my BP the rice, check them my pulse. They call me whack, but them my relevancy revolves around me. That be the matter we still the
hello, good evening, and welcome to another installment of the Hip-Hop African Podcast. I'm Dennis Winston, editor-in-chief of Words, Beats, and Life. It is my honor tonight to welcome to the show Keeny Ice. Keeny Ice is a Ghanaian hip-hop artist who hails from the Volta region of Ghana. He released his debut EP, Border Vibes, last year. The EP is an autobiographical look at the artist's life and struggles. Rapping in both Ewe and English, he has already won or been nominated for several awards. His honors include Artist of the Year and Best Rapper of the Year at the Volta Music Awards. He is also the current brand ambassador for Sneaks Clothing and runs Kica Foundation, an NGO that encourages teaching and learning of creative arts in schools. And with that, would you please join me in welcoming Keeny Ice.
Thank you, Keeny. Thank you for coming. We're definitely happy to have you on. So just a couple questions. So I'm just going to ask a couple questions and then kind of throw it to the students. So first, I guess 2 questions really is your name, kind of how did you come up with your name? And then the other, I know that your music talks a lot about growing up in a border town and even like the last, your debut EP. So I wanted to find out, how did that experience of growing up in a border town, how did it influence your music, and why was it important to kind of represent that experience?
Okay. Once again, thanks for having me. My name is Keeny Ice, but formally, on paper, they call me Barnabas Amu. And I grew up in Aflao, as you said, a border town that is south of Ghana, one of the biggest borders and most economical borders right now in the West African coast. Yeah. So growing up there, it's just all about hustling. You trying to, put yourself up there, try to survive by any means. And then actually there's a lot of violence there because of lack of jobs, and people had to do anything to survive, So it was more like the slum, ghetto lifestyle. But then, I decided to take it another way because growing up, I wasn't allowed to really mingle and like get to talk about these things. So I use the music as a voice to actually push my experience. So everybody, maybe people living in slums and people who don't have the avenues to chase big dreams, can, also have a voice, feel inspired, and know that, no matter where you are, you can just be anything you want to be. So when you listen to the Border Vibes EP, it talks about me growing up in Aflao, how he taught me to see life, and then the struggles I faced on the musical journey, put it all together into one piece, and then, yeah.
Okay, all right. And so just for people who don't know in terms of the geography, could you tell, like, what border, you talking about the border with Togo, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on the, I think, yes, southwestern side of Ghana. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in terms of
Aflao border, they spell it Aflao.
Okay. Flower border. Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of language, you rap in several different languages. And so I know that you rap in Ewe and you rap in English, but I was reading that and I know my pronunciation may not be the best, but I was reading that your music also blends Adza.
Yeah, we call it Aja.
Aja. So
yes, Aja.
my question is kind of one, describe the language, because from what I heard, it's a blend of Ga and Ewe, but I'm not 100% sure. So I wanted to get information on kind of where the language comes from. But then also, is blending languages, is that something that when you're writing that you intentionally are kind of choosing which languages you're going to use, or is it something that just kind of whatever naturally comes to your mind?
Let me take it from the Aja side. Aja is actually not any official language. It's more like a street Creole, like we used to use communicate on the streets in Aflao. So it's more of like us just trying to create some language out of the ever, like the real ever, and a bit of French, a bit of, I mean, just jargon on the street. So we use that like often in Aflao. So starting the music, I decided to represent. I feel like I need to represent some group of people, and being the first person to actually introduce Aja into the music scene, it was kind of, people really frowned on it because they felt like just a limited number of people actually understood the language. But then I think when I decided to introduce it to the people, I mean, people were loving it, people were showing interest in it. And then there is an adage in our local language that says, "Hagbe Hadona." I know most of you will catch that. But then it means birds speak bird language. So literally means like I need to do music in my language, the language I feel comfortable in, and then in that way I can represent my people, um, put out their culture, let people get to know us, who we are. But then I need to fuse in a bit of English, so as people outside Ghana or people outside where I'm from can actually relate to the music. So I need to do that for the sake of my fans that are outside Ghana, outside where I stay. So I feel like, yeah, whilst I'm representing my people, I need to actually draw in audience from other parts of the world so they can also get to have, they said music is a global language, but then I feel like sometimes comprehension makes you like relate to the music more. So whilst I'm doing my Aja and the Ever, I need to fix in a little bit of English, Pidgin. Sometimes I'm confused. I think there is a song, Levels. I did a song Levels, and I spoke a little bit of Spanish in there. I just try to reach a bigger audience. So I know sometimes the language is kind of limited, so I need to broaden my scope and also broaden my territory. So I need to add a bit of you know languages that you guys can also really relate to my music. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely the mixing it up, and I think it's one of the things that's interesting is that because a lot of the rap in Ghana is done in tree, and so that was the question I was gonna have is kind of what was the response to your music. Now I know that artists are rapping in Ewe, so kind of is there how do you feel, is there space made in the in hip hop culture or in the hip hop scene or in the music scene in Ghana for artists that are not rapping in tree? Does it matter anymore, or is there still kind of people kind of putting people in different categories depending on the language or if they're not rapping in tree?
Yeah, well, in Ghana, Tree is one of the languages that really dominates. I mean, spoken by a lot of people, like a wide number of people. So my language is, should I say, a little bit sidelined because it's more of like an unpopular language because the group of people or the tribe that speaks Ewe are not really like that much. But then it spreads into Togo towards Benin. So um, whilst I'm pleasing the people here who really understand my language and relate to the music, I need to also try and make sure I try every means possible to blend into the Ghanaian music scene because uh, I wouldn't want to do a lot of tree to try to force my way in. But then I thought, as I said earlier, the other languages that everybody can relate to, which is the English, sometimes the Pidgin English, which is popularly used around here. That's what I use to channel my music to people who don't really speak Ewe. So people who speak a lot of tree. they don't really get the ever. So I need to give them some language so they can get to really relate to the music. And secondly, hip hop music in Ghana, I think is one of the biggest exports because looking at people like Sarkodie, um, Payday, Omar Sterling, Manifest, and others doing it, I feel like, yeah, this is one of the biggest musical exports from Ghana aside Afrobeat. So, yeah, hip hop is really one of the strongest genres aside Afrobeat in Ghana that is really making way. So, yeah, I think gradually our substance is coming. And if people like Calligraph Jones from Kenya, Togiti from South Africa, there are people who don't really do the music, like they don't speak a lot of English, they do it in their local language, but we still relate to it. I mean, yeah, so hip hop music is one of the strongest where I'm from, and is really having impact on the youth here from the lifestyle, in like the food, the dressing, how we speak, how we try to relate when like we meet. I think hip hop has a lot of influence on the lifestyle here.
Okay. So I'm gonna open up for students who have questions. You can raise your hand or you can put the question in the chat. I think I saw one from Kumi. I think Kumi put a.
Okay, yes. One question I had was that in your song Questions, it seems that you were having some difficulties in being a trailblazer since society really likes Afrobeats and explicit content over more authentic work. So, how are you navigating making your own mark in the hip hop scene mentally and practically?
Yep. I mean, every society has problems that people try to address in their own way, and then I think it takes time for people to really realize that this is actually a problem because it has become a norm. It's normal for people to sideline music that is not in a particular language. So um, there were people who tried to raise this voice some time ago before us. I mean, there were older musicians that did it, but then I feel like I need to add a voice to it because even though we are still enjoying our hip hop thing, we have people who like a group of we have had a need for ourselves, people who want to listen to our music alone. I feel like there's still a larger audience out there that needs to listen to hip hop music because I feel like there's a lot of conscious lyrics in hip hop because people need to really sit back and listen to it and like try to relate with it. But I mean, Afro is more of happy mode, like you need to dance to it, you need to just vibe to it. So I feel like people are paying more attention to the dance and the Afrobeat, which is normal. But then hip hop music has a lot of content, just as you said. I put a lot of stories into my music, so I feel like you need to really give a voice to it, and it's becoming a norm here. This on this side of the world, they are like when you don't do the groovy music, you don't play music that people can dance to at parties and all that. It's like they don't really give you the listening ear, and I feel like a lot of talents are getting wasted. I hope you understand. So things I can come online or I can just get on radio and start bashing people because people still have choices. People need to want to listen to your music. So, you need to put it in the music. So they go listen to it, listen to the message and still listen to the music. So yeah, I think just using one stone to kill two birds right there.
And thank you for that question. Next we have Jocelyn.
Hi, how are you all doing today? I'm Jocelyn Richardson. I'm a junior English major, secondary education minor from Chicago, Illinois. And I see from the last question, you were talking a lot about how you feel like now lyrics aren't the focus of most hip hop songs. And I was just wanting to ask, what's your favorite part of the music process? Is it the discovering the beats? Is it your lyrics? Is it maybe the videos or the performances? Like, which part would you say is probably your favorite?
Okay. Before I get to that, I want to ask Oluwabu Kumi, did I answer your question? Are you satisfied with what I said?
Yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Who asked the question? I didn't see the name.
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Yes.
And her question was,
what part of the music do I enjoy? Yeah, well, I started as a performer myself. When I started the music thing, I was actually just doing it for fun because I wanted to play soccer by then. But then after senior high school, I decided to go professional with the music. And then I felt like people really liked me, love to see me perform. Because by then I wasn't having any single, I didn't record any song. I was just, using other people's beats, get on stage and perform live. So that was when the love started from. They started loving the performance side of me before I even started recording. So myself, my favorite part of the music is, getting on stage to perform it live for the people to, like show you the lyrics they hear, they need to show you performing it. So I don't really play with my performances because when it's time for me to perform, really get serious. I really prepare, make sure I perform already in my mind because that's my PowerPoint. Aside the fact that they love my lyrics, they love what I say, I feel like I connect more with my fans when I'm performing on stage because of the response I get. I feed off their responses. So yeah, my favorite part of the whole music process thing is just performing it. Yeah. So even when I'm writing the lyrics right now, I imagine myself performing it already once I'm writing. So yeah, I have a vision of me performing it. So I use that to write the music. I already imagine how they'll react to certain parts of the song while I'm writing. So sometimes I write, I feel like no. Maybe when I'm performing it, they're not going to feel this part. I just take it off, fixing something I know they can relate and vibe to when I'm on stage. Yeah. So the performance. Yeah.
Jocelyn, thank you for that question. If I could jump in, and I'm glad to hear. I mean, you're clearly an artist with passion, and it seems like a lot of that passion comes from your appreciation and love for your fans, and that's clearly paying off because your fans are saying the same things about you. I think it's on the song OG where there's a portion towards the end where there are fans that are really giving you your flowers, and some of the words that they're using to describe you are things like authentic and honest and real, and for the people. And once fans start talking about you like that, it puts you in this kind of rarefied air where you're like, part of the Tupac traditions, part of the even more recently like the J. Cole's and the Kendrick Lamar. So I guess the question I have is what kind of pressure does that put on you as an artist, especially with your debut EP? So that's one question. And the second one, you were talking about getting hyped on the stage. And one of my favorite songs is Made in Aflao. Is that how I pronounce it? It seems like that song would generate a lot of energy. So what is it like performing that song for your fans? So the first part is, do you feel any of that pressure because your fans really sort of pay attention and rely on your music so much? And then the other question is, what is it like to perform that particular song?
A particular song. Well, I feel like I need to really do more than whatever I've done in the past. So after dropping a song, if I have to write again, I make sure I need to go harder than the previous song because I think the fans, like I believe the fans really feed off my lyrics because sometimes I'm in town or I bump into fans somewhere and they're like, they're throwing my lyrics at me and I need to reply. They say something in my song and I had to just continue the line and all that. So I feel like they really pay attention to what I'm saying because one, I think they relate to it a lot because I'm just speaking the everyday life of the people, especially the people in Aflao, what they do, how they live. And people would want to boldly come out and say these things that maybe they don't have the courage to, or they don't have the confidence to do that. So I think I say what they want to say in my song, so they really relate to it. So I make sure the next song is stronger than it's harder than the previous one. That's how I keep going. I keep pushing myself to the limit, making sure I don't disappoint, because there are a lot of people, looking up to, want to listen to your music. I get DMs. They tell me, "Yo, bro, your music is, like your music is live." I mean, it gives me some kind of inspiration to just chase my dreams. So I make sure I keep it going like that. I don't fall off no matter what. As creatives, sometimes you're off the grid, like you're not inspired to do anything. But when you remember that there are people that are actually relying on your music to live, to get inspired and chase their dreams, they really need to go hard. And then Made in Aflao, that song is more like an anthem for my people, like the people in Aflao. They really love it. The first time I performed it, I was shocked, because I think the EP came out in February last year, and then I had a show in March. I was just like barely a month, and then I decided to just perform the song, and the response was crazy. I was like, wow! I had to perform it like I think 3 times, because after performing it, they still ask for it. I do it. They ask for it. I do it again. So, "Made in Aflao" is one of the biggest songs right now. Like performance-wise, it's on my performance list. I need to perform it almost every show I go. So yeah, "Made in Aflao" is big, and the response is huge. So, and I really love it, because I'm trying to tell the people how coming from Aflao feels like. So telling you like, and I'm gonna steady, pressure I'm another heavy, madam leaf, wavy, too much heat, about them Miami. Like how they speak, the things they want to say. I'm just trying to represent them in the song, and it's crazy. The response is just wild, and I'm really grateful for that. I mean, who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean, I think it speaks to the success of the song when you have someone, not from the area who can listen to it and it speaks to them. And there's a lot of songs in hip hop that do that, like the song "Georgia" by Ludacris, or "New York, New York." I mean, there are songs that have that kind of appeal, and "Made in Aflao" definitely does that. We have a couple more questions. We have Elise.
Elise Martin raising her hand. And,
Hi, my name is Elise Martin. I'm a sophomore journalism major from Atlanta, Georgia. And my question for you is, I always like to know like how people first began with their journey. So if you could, can you pinpoint a time when you were younger or when you first began your hip hop rap journey? What made you fall in love with hip hop?
Well, I think it's just naturally, I love music. When I was really young, I used to, put all these MC cans together to try to create rhythms and just make noise on it. Like nothing, I don't say anything actually. And then I listened to this, like back then, hip life was really, I mean, making it in Ghana here. Like hip life was taking over the waves, the radio, TV. So songs are playing, I sing along. I imagine myself performing it alongside the artist. So that's when the love for music actually started. It was just like inbuilt. I was just drawn to the music. And then going forward, I think I tried other things. As I said earlier, I tried to play soccer. I tried to, like act. I tried to do other stuff. But then the music keeps coming. Like I just can't let it go. So I started writing rhymes. From I think junior high school, I started writing rhymes. By then, I was a shy person by then, so I didn't want anyone to know that I was doing anything like that. I just, write rhymes, sit alone, listen to the beat, and just be doing it. Sometimes I get all these musical books, just learn the lyrics of other songs, play them, and just sing along. So it was after senior high school that I decided to, actually just jump into the music thing, because I felt like, yo, when I perform in school, the response is crazy. People are telling me, yo, you can do this. Why are you not doing it? Like, because I was just growing up as a young guy from where I'm from, you know, you need to make it no matter what. So I was scared if the music was actually going to give me what I want, if it's actually going to feed me, feed my family, like do things for me. But then along the line, mean, things were happening, the streams were coming in. It doesn't feel like work. Number one, it doesn't feel like work. So you're having fun whilst you can still make money for yourself. So I just finally decided to settle for it. And then it's been like that. I mean, a lot of improvements since then. I think I professionally went into it in 2014, and it's been improvement upon improvement. So now a lot of awards, a lot of international performances and collabos and all. So yeah, I think so far I'm seeing a lot of progress. So yeah.
Thank you for that question. Next, we have Lauren.
Hi, I'm Lauren Daly, a junior TV and film major. And I just had a question. Thank you so much for taking the time to come speak to us. But I was wondering, is there any like specific artists that inspired your journey or that inspires you today that you're like just really invokes any like emotion out of you to inspire your writing?
Well, coming up, I was listening to a lot of people in Ghana, outside Africa. I was just listening to hip hop music, because I was in love with it. But then one person that really, really inspired me to keep going, not give up on the music dream, because one, the language, I was scared if they were going to accept me. I was still thinking if I should just switch to English and all that. But then this guy called Adam, I mean, he's from where I'm from. He's from, like, not really from my town, but then he's from my region. I don't know, like the states in the US is from my state. Yeah. So he did it. He was doing it. He went mainstream. I mean, he's still in the industry. He's still killing it. You can check him out. His name is Edem, Edem. And he was doing music in my language as well. So I felt like, nah, if this guy can do it, get accepted, go mainstream, why not me? And then fast forward, Sarkodie came out. I know a lot of you know Sarkodie on here. So Sarkodie came out. He was still doing it in the local language. It was Tree, which is only limited to Ghanaians. So he was able to take it international. He got the BET award. I mean, he got a lot of nominations. I mean, I think most awarded rapper in Africa currently. So I was like, nah, if Adam from where I'm from can do it, go mainstream, go international with it, have all these international awards and collabos, and soccer they can still do it, take it outside Africa, then why not me? So I fell in love with these guys, but then emotionally, someone that actually inspired me, moved me to let go of my doubts and just jump into it with confidence is Adam. Yeah, Adam. So big shout out to Adam. He's my godfather. He talks to me, he directs me on what to do. But then I really, really want to say I appreciate him for inspiring a young guy like me to take it out of the ghetto. Yeah.
Question. So I also have another question. So one of the things I noticed in your videos, specifically in the videos, is that you really highlight not only fashion, Ghanaian fashion, African fashion, but art in general. So there's a lot, there are some videos where you've got drums, you've got one, it looks like you're in an actual art gallery, like a 2-story art gallery. So I wanted to find out kind of how your interest in art, kind of where that comes from, and is that connected to your work with the Kica Foundation?
I'm an art person. Aside being an artist, I just love anything art, from drawing to painting, like carving, anything that is just art. You know, um, I mean, you can just draw something, a sketch, or someone can just carve something or just paint something beautiful. I just love it. And then from junior high school to senior high school, I actually studied visual arts, and I felt like there is not enough attention given to the creative arts sector. Sometimes when it's time for creative arts, sometimes the teachers don't even show up. It's more like a free period for us. We just have fun, we just talk. But when I was going further, senior high school, it was actually more of the practical side of it. They made us, like, it was hands on. We were they were teaching you things in the classroom and you were just doing it on the spot. Everything was just so. I felt like, nah, if um everything we do is art, I mean, what we wear, the design, the paintings, people, the clothing is designed by people, our buildings, everything is creative art. So I need to really add my voice. I know I can't do it all, but then I need to add my voice. I need to support the creative arts industry. That's how come I came out with the Kica Foundation. KICA is actually Kica, Keeny Ice Creative Arts Foundation. And we support creative arts from the basic school level. So we get to the basic schools from primary to kindergarten, like the ones in the deprived areas of Ghana, because they write the same exams with the people who are privileged to have other things, teaching and learning materials. They might not have it, so we need to get to the typical villages, help them with CLM, encourage the teachers to pay more attention to creative arts because it's aside the fact that it's beautiful, it's more like something that can sustain you. Because out of school, if you don't have a job or you're not working for someone, you can start your own business. You know, crafty things. You can start selling all this. You can like just be self-employed. So I think they need to really pay a lot of attention to creative art, and that's why I just set up the Kica Foundation. And we did a couple of donations, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported. I'm still planning to go out because there are a lot of people we have not reached yet. Creative arts need to be given the needed attention. Yeah. So that's why when you see my music videos, you see me try to display a lot of art. Just my little way of supporting it. And then my video with Victor Eddy, the one you saw, that almost two-story building with art in it. It's actually an art gallery in Nigeria, Lagos. Nika Art Gallery. You can check it out. They don't really allow people to get in and take pictures, but then when they heard me what I wanted to do with it, they actually bent the rules a little bit and let me shoot there. And I think I featured artists from over 50 artists from Africa, because they all showcase their art, sometimes sell it there. So all those artworks are from different parts of Africa, and I was really, really like satisfied and happy that I was able to do that. I know I will have to do more, but then I'm just satisfied with the beats I'm doing right now. I know going forward I will do bigger things to support the creative arts industry. Yeah.
All right. So, I really kind of, I guess, wanted to close with the question about kind of what's next. So I know you released your EP, so you're still kind of promoting that, and I'm sure still kind of
Yeah.
doing videos and stuff. So, what kind of do you see yourself doing next? Are you working on anything else? So what are some of the things that are next? And we're gonna have your social media links and everything, so people can, access your music and buy your music, quite honestly. And so what's coming up next for you?
Well, actually coming up, I believe in just dropping singles, like drop a song, promote it, drop a song, promote it. But then my team proposed the EP thing, the project. I wasn't really, in line with it because I've not done it before. I was used to the single thing. But then when I decided to try it with the concept, because I needed to be comfortable with, if I have to do it for the first time, I needed to be comfortable with it. So I had to push in the border vibe thing, my story, musical journey, and hustle, so I could feel comfortable and do it. So after that, the kind of numbers it pulled and it's still pulling. I feel like now, then I think I have to adopt the EP culture, like drop a project, push it. And after Border Vibes EP, I came out with two singles. I have Money and Yekwema, local language, which means like that's it. And they've been doing well, like really great. So this year, I'm planning to drop another EP titled Sound Check, and then that is going to showcase my diversity in music. People know me for the hardcore hip hop rap thing, and then I feel like I need to spread my musical branches right now. So I see the hip hop thing, the rap thing as me, the main tree, but then I need to show people other sides of me. So I'm putting in a lot of melodies, a lot of sweet music, because I think the females are not really drawn to me because I know females don't really like a lot of hardcore. I mean, only 1 out of 10 females love a lot of rap music. So, and I need to appeal to everybody. So, my team and I decided to drop Soundcheck EP that is going to give you different types of music. Afrobeat, you're going to get the Afro swing. You're going to get a lot of highlights. You're going to get some um, world music, music that everybody can relate to from other cultures as well. So, um, watch out for Soundcheck EP coming out soon. We're still working on it. We're still working on dropping couple singles of the EP before we drop it. So yeah, for the first quarter of the year, I'm dropping singles of the EP, and then I'll just drop the EP. Yeah, so you guys should just watch out for Soundcheck EP coming out real soon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to. I'm one of those that loves kind of like bars, just lyricism. And when I first heard your music, that was the first thing that it was just like, okay, just straight bars, very creatively done, well put together, blending the languages just kind of in and out. Chuck D from Public Enemy said an MC that raps in 2 or more languages is a super MC. So I think on the continent, you see artists kind of wearing that hat as a super MC. So I was really happy to hear your music and that you were kind of living up to that title. Thank you so much for coming on. We definitely enjoyed having you here. And yeah, I know it's getting late in Ghana right now, but thank you for taking the time to come and speak with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I wish we can speak more because um, this is actually my first time talking to people about my music, and when it's about my music, I feel excited to talk. But then I know it's with time. There are time limits, and we need to, talk to other people as well. But then I just want to say, I really enjoyed talking to you guys. I can see Mr. Dennis smiling all too. I can see a couple of people like really listening, and then I'm really happy I got to share my culture, my views on the hip hop music genre in Africa. And, I like the fact that there are people outside Africa that are actually relating to my music, listening to me. I was surprised when you told me about, you listening to me, the bars and all that. I'm really grateful. I just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for making me able to meet these wonderful people on here and talk to them. I wish we can talk more, but I think we can reschedule and do it some other time. So yeah, you can just get on my social media. It's Keeny Ice on all platforms. KEENYICE, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Snapchat. You can just hit me anywhere. Just Google everywhere. I'm on every platform. My music is everywhere. Apple Music, Spotify, Audio Man. I mean, just mention my music is everywhere. So thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed the conversation. And yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So as we're stopping the live. Oh yeah, you just stop it right there. Okay. So the live stream. So we're going to basically we've officially kind of stopped. So we won't. This is not going to be on the episode. But I'm gonna be in Ghana in June for how long will I be there? 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. So I will probably be going to the Volta region. Long story, my son is Ewe, so I'll be. So I have to make a trip to the Volta region. It'll be. He hasn't been since he was like 1 years old, so he doesn't remember. He's 9 now, so we'll be definitely kind of in Ghana. So I'm also going to probably be meeting artists, and so it'll be great to connect and definitely.
Plus meet. I mean, have much longer conversation. Like yeah, I'll be glad to connect.
All right. So like I said,
so Mr. Dennis, are you coming to Ghana soon?
Dennis, you need to come.
Listen. If there's room in your luggage or somewhere, let me know.
You need to come to Ghana. It's a beautiful place. I mean, you love the food, you love the tourist sites and everything. Like really beautiful. Yeah.
Listen, and the EP is phenomenal too. So I'm already adding you to my playlist on Tidal. So I mean, it's speaking to me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
All right. So we'll let you go, and I will definitely be in touch. I'll let you know once because other than the live stream, we do a recorded version. So I'll send you the link to that once it's ready. And this is February, so it'll probably go up March 1st. So I'm planning it to be the March 1st episode. So.
Okay, sure. Thank you guys so much.
Okay.
I really enjoyed.
Pressure I'm on another heavy. Yeah, them all elite, all wavy. So much heat, I brought them to Miami. Baby muff, keeping it real with you. A rush no be nothing new. I seen it all. My main plug be your main plugs, then my main plug. I be full package, man. I got it all. Swag, tech, attitude, tech, vim, street credibility, tech. Now my dollar call looking by yen young wap and never gang kill a buyer to keep them in tech. Everything A1 on this side. Hard knocks, know that the beats on this side.